Enter C, Program Files, Aval Data, TransFlyer DOC. There is a document related to TransFlyer. You can select a language and see the manuals for each item. The TransFlyer folder consists of the SDK guide, TSight manual, TransFlyer manual, etc. And the white paper folder contains an encoder usage guide. The sample source is in my document, C users AG documents Aval data TransFlyer examples. You can check and run the sample source for each language. Click TSight. Click More Info button and click Run Anyway. If you have not registered the license key, a message like this may appear, but there are no functional problems. In case of CXP, camera recognition is possible without any special settings. You can check the currently recognized camera with the operation button. It is possible to find connected camera. You can close the current screen. In the setting, you can choose how to display when several cameras are connected. Process also allows you to set CPU priorities. The Help button allows you to check the manual and know the current version status. Feature Snapshot saves currently set items and environment information as text. It will be helpful if you provide the relevant file when giving us technical inquiries. There are various panels at the top, including buttons to operate TSight. The Snap button takes only one image. If you check the Sequence checkbox and press the Snap button, images will be captured repeatedly until you press the Snap button again. The grab button continues taking images until press grab stop. The numbers above indicate the number of captured images. 0 is infinite. Other numbers record that numbers of images and then stop. $5,000 below is the timeout value. This means when you start an acquisition but there is no image input for 5 seconds, a timeout occurs. File stores one image. It can be saved in bitmap, JPG, PNG, TIFF, CSV, binary, and AVI formats. Files can save images in memory, all at once, or in video format. In the next recording item, you can choose whether to use the PC's memory or HDD. Additionally, you can select the memory size in the form of the number of stored images. After setting the recording path in files, you can record by pressing this button. The trigger is a software trigger. You can choose to send the software trigger to the camera or to the grabber. The option panel allows you to select what you see. This button shows or hides the entire image in the lower left corner. This button allows you to view the histogram. This button shows or hides the XY line profiles. This button shows or hides the right panel. This button allows you to view TransFlyer's logs. This button shows or hides the color profile. Power can check the status of POCXP. When the power is turned on, turn is displayed as on. Let's change to cable 3. Cable 3 shows off in turn, so you can see that power is not supplied through this cable. Link indicates the link status of the cable. Indicate the perceived speed. Enter error or plug information. Packet indicates the status of packet delivered to the board. You can check the current packet status with the error status. I/O represents the I/O status of the board and is expressed in hertz units. When using external I/O or encoder and inputting, you can check whether the signal is recognized properly in this function window. Transfer indicates information when recording video. The current FPS and LPS will appear and the board's temperature will be displayed. Below is information when operating as FIFO. This is the main screen. You can zoom in and out by scrolling the mouse wheel, and when you zoom in beyond a certain percentage, you can check the coordinates and gray level value of each pixel. Scroll below to load the image in buffer memory. The total number changes depending on the number of recording memories at the top. You can also play like this. Below is the status window. From the left, indicate the current status. Indicate the event time. Indicate FPS information. Indicate the numbers of images taken. Indicates the total number of shots and the number of images in memory. Indicates the current coordinate information and pixel value. Indicates the displayed image size and scale. Indicates the resolution and bit information of the image. Adjust the refresh rate of the viewer program. You can change it by clicking. You can change it to 50, 33, 25, 20, 16, 14, 12 Hz. On the right side, camera and board items are displayed. By pressing the camera button or grabber button, you can see only the camera, only the grabber, or both together. You can set the setting items that appears with the user level button. It is divided into 3 levels: beginner, expert, and professional. Clicking the refresh button updates the latest setting status. By pressing the How to Set Up button, you can see camera information and setup information related to free run and trigger settings. For example, in free run mode, acquisition frame rate and exposure time can be set to what user want to set, and the camera's exposure mode must be set to timed. On the grabber side, exposure mode in acquisition control must be set to off. When setting the trigger width within the camera side acquisition control, trigger source to trigger activation to rising edge, falling edge, set exposure mode to trigger width. In acquisition control on the grabber side, exposure mode to timed, exposure time is set according to your settings. Exposure frequency is set according to user settings, so you must enter a value greater than exposure time. Exposure activation can be set to level high or level low. If you use a line scan camera and encoder, you can configure the encoder setting here. Setting items vary depending on the camera company, so please check this correctly. Values that need to be synchronized with the grabber, such as resolution, are updated